If you feel like you're stuck in your coaching business, you're not seeing the growth that you want, and you feel like you just plateaued and you make the same amount of money the last few months, then this video is for you. My name is Jeremy. I help online coaches scale with ads and setters, and I've helped a ton of coaches, literally hundreds of them by now, scale their businesses. So apologies for my voice, just getting over a little bug, but I did make it a standard of mine to crank out 2 YouTube videos a week. So here we are. One thing that I see time and time again that keeps a lot of people stuck, and I used to struggle with this too when I was first starting out about 9 months ago. It's kind of the fear of reinvesting into your business. But like, we need to really take a bit of a step back here, because if you look at Amazon, for example, Amazon wasn't profitable for 9 years after it started. 9 years. That's more than anybody. Like, if you're watching this video, it's probably longer than you've been in the coaching space for. And here you are a few months in, a couple years in, trying to squeeze every ounce of profit out of the business. But what you're doing is you're suffocating it. You're literally stealing the air out of the lungs of your business. And my mentality when I was first starting out, the first 3, 4, 5, 6 months, was I am going to minimize my monthly expenses for my personal life as much as I physically can, so I can be aggressive on the front end. I can just dump everything back into the business and keep increasing my ad spend. And that's how I've been able to scale from zero to over $200,000 a month in just 8 months. It's not by accident. It's because when you can take that risk and you can actually like minimize your expenses and really just dump everything back in the business, then what you're doing is you're just feeding it the air into the lungs that your business needs in order to thrive. The reason I'm bringing this up right now is I was talking to a client this morning, and he's currently getting a 5x ROAS on his ads. He came to me because he thinks he has a targeting problem. He said, hey, look, I need new audiences to target. I need new interests to target. And I asked him, like, well, how much have you spent last month? In the last 30 days, how much have you spent? How much have you made? And he's like, I spent $2,000. I made $11,000. There you go. You don't have an audience problem. You have a you problem. You have a money printer that turns $1 into 5. All you need to do is 4x your ad spend today, and then you're going to make 40K next month. It's very uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong. It sucks seeing that money come out of your account when you're running ads. Like, that was extremely painful for me when I was first starting out. Like, I've spent so much money running other people's ads before. Like, I used to own a marketing agency, and then I ran ads for other coaches in the space too, scaled them to over 200K a month to 100K in a week from some of my ads. Like, I'm okay spending other people's money. But when I launched my offer and I was spending my own money, seeing that come out of my account, especially when there wasn't a ton of like consistency and predictability yet, it was painful. It sucked. It hurt. Like, that version of Jeremy, oh, he was cringing. But what I did, because I knew that that was the character development kind of journey that I had to go through, that was a lesson I had to learn in order to level up as a leader and an entrepreneur. I set the billing threshold to my daily spend. So every single day it would charge my card and I'd see that money come out of my account. Every single day I'd get an email saying, hey, here's your Facebook ad receipts. And it hurt. But guess what? Over time, it hurt a little bit less, especially when I was turning $1 into 10. And then $1 into 12, and then $1 into 18. Then I was like, oh, I want to spend more money, because every dollar I spend, I get 18 back. I think last month it was like something similar. I think I spent 10K on ads in total between Instagram and YouTube, and I made like 217 cash. So do the math on that. It's insane, because when you have that system where you can literally just dump money back in, and you know it's going to come back out, like, reinvest everything you've got. Like, think about Jeff Bezos running Amazon. Like, what was he doing those 9 years where he didn't turn a single profit? Yeah, sure, he was paying himself out a little bit, right? You could bet he was dumping everything back into the business to grow it. Building infrastructure, systems, people, teams, warehouses, logistics. And that serves the foundation of what Amazon is today. We wouldn't know what Amazon is today. I wouldn't even be making this video. We wouldn't even know what the hell it is if he didn't do that. And that's what your business needs from you. The more selfish you are, the more you steal from your company to pay yourself and fuel your personal life. You're just stealing from your future self. That's all you're doing. You're minimizing your impact because you're not reaching enough people, meaning you can't help enough people. And especially if you're actually good at what you do, you have an obligation and responsibility to help as many people as you can. That's the way I see it. If you have something that people actually need, that truly benefits people and truly changes their lives, you're doing them a disservice. Every dollar you take out of your business to pay yourself to buy stupid things like Rolex or go on trips, like, yeah, you got to reward yourself. Like, this was my reward for my first 100K month. I set it as a goal when I first started. And down here, there's a Rolex book with the exact one when I first started business. I saw that in the store. I was like, that's what I'm getting. But nonetheless, that's just a little one-off thing, right? That's kind of a little pat on the back for for young Jeremy. For every dollar you take out of the business, you're suffocating it, you're stealing it, and it can no longer breathe. Then you wonder why you're stuck and wonder why you haven't grown for the last few months, why you've made the same amount of money for the last 2, 3, 4 months, or even 5 years. One of my clients, he was doing organic marketing as a fitness coach for 5 years. He was stuck at 20K a month in Facebook groups, cold DMs, VAs, all that shit. Month 1 working together, we added $8,000 a month to his bottom line, recurring, and hit a record month within 30 days because he was willing to reinvest into his business. He was tired of the growth, or tired of the lack of growth, and the stagnation of not seeing his business grow each month. He was just maintaining. That's no fun. Especially if you're like me, like I'm kind of in a weird place where it's like, okay, I've hit 200K a month. Now, like that doesn't even excite me anymore. I don't even want to do that anymore. I want to build something real where I can scale to like $1 million a month. It's not really about the money. It's just like more so just about my potential. Like I know I can do it. And I know I've got something that truly benefits a lot of people and like can literally change your life. So it's my obligation to get that in front of as many people as possible. So over the next little bit here, I'm probably going to restructure quite a few things with the way I'm running the business right now. The offer and stuff like that, like things are probably going to be shaken up quite a bit. And that's because I need to do that in order to get to that next level, right? I've been able to build like a pretty much a one-man show operation, get that to a couple $100K a month, but like that's not very sustainable. In order to grow, that's another thing I need to do. Reinvest back in my business to build the systems and the team required to get to that 8-figure level. And it's the same thing with ads. Like if you're afraid to spend money on ads or hire like a mentor or something like that, like I just got DM closed, paid in full within like a day from this new mentor, the coach that I hired, joined his program just a few days ago. I think he's built and sold 3 tech companies. He consults for ClickFunnels and a bunch of other companies. He's got the world's largest coaching program for tech founders. Like he's a big dog. I'm like, hey, clearly there's something that he knows that I don't. And I'd be an idiot not to learn from him. It was a lot of money. Yeah, for sure. But like, it's not even about that anymore. I went through 2 of the videos in his program. And in the very first one, he said something that just hit me like a brick. If I don't get anything else out of the program, but that one little piece of, that one little insight is worth every cent, every penny, because now I know exactly what I need to do moving forward. I'm just going to do it. So like, it's just straightforward, but I wouldn't have had that realization or that insight if I had not given him a whole bunch of money and joined the program. If I was afraid to invest, then I'd still probably be like doing a one-man show, kind of settling for 1 to 200K a month and just kind of chilling there, right? It's a great problem to have nonetheless, but like, it doesn't really like fulfill me that much anymore. It's like, hey, I've been there, done that. Let's go. Let's do some real big boy stuff. Cause I know I'm capable of that. I know I can do that. If I were to just like take all that money and go spend it on something dumb, like a Lambo, then I'd just be like broke trying to look rich. Like that's dumb. And especially if you think about like, especially if I'm trying to be around for a long time and build something like legendary, like truly legendary, and be like one of the greats in the space. Like the guys that I've learned from, the guys that I've looked up to for years. I want to be one of those guys. And I can't do that just kind of running a one-man operation. It doesn't work like that. I have to grow and develop as a leader, as an entrepreneur, and as a man, so I can become that 10.0 version of myself. So I can actually do that, do what's required to get to where I want to go. And part of that is completely detach myself from the money. It's like, if I pay myself 5K a month, I'm chilling. Pay for my place. I spend a decent amount of money on food because I eat like super clean. It's like only organic stuff. And like, yeah, I'm pretty big of a nut on that. But like, that's how you get super, like, there's no brain fog. It's how you get super shredded really quickly. And I feel great, have a ton of energy, and just like, obviously not right now. First time I've been sick in a long time, but just kind of stressing over some business stuff, to be honest, kind of figuring out like what the next moves were. But I got that clarity just a few days ago, and then like literally the next day, like, boom, feeling way better. So that's all that was. But nonetheless, like the more you steal from the business, you're literally just like stealing from yourself. And you got to ask yourself, am I trying to just get rich right now? Or am I trying to build something incredible and be around for a long time that just continually pumps cash? And then you got to act accordingly. If you're afraid to invest in your business, no shit, it's not growing. That's like expecting your muscles to grow, but you're not hitting the gym or eating any protein. What do you expect? Of course it's not growing. You're not doing what's required for it to grow. Like think about Jeff Bezos, 9 years, not taking a profit, dumping everything back into the business to build the foundations, to build the systems required to get to where he's at now. We're afraid to spend a few grand a month on ads or to pay someone who's ahead of us to tell us what we need to do. Like, I'm already mentally preparing. It's like, I want to drop like 50K on a mastermind this year, probably like 2-3 months out, to get to that next level. Like I'm trying to find somebody who's done what I want to do properly to just tell me, Jeremy, do this way, not this way. Learn from my mistakes. I'm like, okay, I'd rather get there in a year or 2 than 3 or 4 or 5. And that's all the money does. It's just a way to buy back our time and to save ourselves time, get to our goals a lot quicker. Like, that's all it is. I'd rather learn from somebody else's mistake than having to make that myself. That'll cost me way more, because like Hermosi says, every month I'm not doing $1 million a month, it's costing me $1 million a month. That's a lot. That's very expensive. I can pay someone 50K to tell me what to do to get there quicker. I'd be an idiot not to. I think because the overhead and the overhead's so low and the margins are so high in this, like in the coaching industry, where it's like, and like the lifestyle sold so much, like people just treat their business as just like a job that pays them, and then all the money that they make from that is just like they can blow it and just do personal stuff with it. They don't treat it like a real business. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is because they don't treat it like a business. They just steal from it, and then it's just super selfish. But you need to be selfless. You need to be an actual CEO, an entrepreneur trying to scale a company, a real business, rather than just like this little side thing, this little side gig you got going on. It's kind of cute and fun, you know, making like 5, 10, 20K a month just on the side. Oh yeah, it pays for traveling, pays for this, and this. It's fun for a little bit, I'll tell you that. But if you got big goals, big dreams, it's not gonna scratch that itch for you. I'll tell you that for free. So anyways, gonna wrap things up here. I'm rambling, but hopefully you learned something from this video. A practical action step would be, like, I wish I did this like years ago. It's like literally put aside like 5 or 10K a month, like just kind of some funny money to just literally buy programs, like just invest in more coaches, like buy more courses, learn more skills, like just invest into myself. I know everybody says that, it seems like a load of shit by now, but like, it's so true, because if I just did that, I don't even know where I'd be at by now. But instead it's like, oh, doing like 1 a year, 1 every 6 months, maybe. Jeremy, what the hell are you doing? Sometimes I just want to go back like 3 years in time and just like grab him by the neck and just shake him. You're a moron. Don't do this stuff. Do this. But we can't do that. So we must change from here on out. My voice is getting tired. My throat's getting a little sore. So I'm going to wrap things up here, but appreciate you guys. Lots of love. See you next video. Bye.